Hey there, and welcome into my second Facebook Live. So my intentions, if you already saw the first video, same intentions, but if you haven't yet, sorry, I'm just organizing back here. My intention with this live is to give a quick demonstration, or not really a quick demonstration, a full reading for the collective on crystal energy support. And so this is sort of a template of the spread that I'm going to be using words. But the whole point of this is, you may have recently seen some of my posts. I'm not in a great situation where I'm living, so I'm trying to do my best to raise some funds to get out of the situation and move into more peaceful, calmer waters. And so one way that I hope to do that is by offering energy readings via my website. The sort of format of this would be I'll pre-record a video for you based on whatever spread you'd like, and then send it over. But I'm hoping to sort of get the links up on my website and give a sort of demonstration of what an energy reading might look like if you're interested in that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I was standing up to sort of be more clear towards the mic, but I actually can't see the screen right now that I'm sitting. So if you are in the room, welcome. Thank you for joining. This is a collective message, so I'm going to be tapping into the general energies that may be around me at this time. That also includes if you pop into this message now, but these messages sort of transcend time and space, and I know that sounds crazy to say, but what I mean by that is I'm recording it right now, and I'm tapping into the energy right now, but it still could be applicable to somebody in the future. This message could still resonate very deeply and very specifically for somebody in the future. So, with that being said, what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull a couple of cards. More than three. Three is just sort of, like I said, a template for the different positions. But I'm going to pull a couple cards to tap into the energy, starting with the most important or most needed crystal energy. So this is going to be the most important message, piece of advice or concern that my spirit guides would like to bring forth via your spirit guides, right? So because this is a collective message, and I don't have consent from you to tap into your energy, and I wouldn't tap into your energy without that consent, the way that it works is I ask my spirit guides to tap into or connect with whoever might see this message in the future and ask that their spirit guides bring forth the most important message. Wow, that was really interesting the way that these cards just closed. Something having to do with a square or a cube. And I just got like cube storage, smart cube storage. So you might be moving, or you might be putting things in storage. You might be decluttering. That might be part of the energy here. You might also live in Manhattan, which is very strange and very specific. But thank you for those messages. Spirit, let's just get the most needed crystal energy. The most needed crystal energy for whoever's watching, please. Yes, that's crazy that this came out, because I was feeling this when I picked up the deck earlier today. It's time to transform. We have. I'm going to do my best to show these cards. Like I said, I can't see the screen, so hopefully it's in focus. We have Malachite here with It's Time to Transform. And in the previous message, we had Jade come out, another green crystal having to do with heart expansion, abundance, transformation. Here, what I'm really getting from this is also protection, right? There's these different sort of rings and layers that form in this copper silicate mineral, and as it's polished, those layers, I guess you could say, are revealed, or yeah, they're revealed in the shape often of a bullseye or a target or an evil eye. Okay, so there's a certain protective element here, and what I'm really understanding is you need this energy, or you need this protective, supportive, heart-based energy in order to complete or start the transformation that you're undergoing. Okay, and yeah, there you go, protective. Protect your energy with black tourmaline. Okay, so if you don't have black tourmaline, you might want to work with other sort of black crystals, like maybe shungite or jet or smoky quartz, that sort of thing. Okay, I'm going to grab 3. I'm going to grab 3 for even just this first position. Most needed crystal energies, please. Most needed crystal energies for whoever's watching this. Tourmaline, wow, so there's really a strong message here around protection. Black kyanite at the bottom of the deck sets strong boundaries. Okay, and then what just popped out again, I really have a struggle with this. Tourmalinated quartz, which basically just means black tourmaline going all through clear quartz. Okay, and the message here is get out of your own way. But what I don't take that. What I take from this coming out in sequence is actually an amplification of the message that you need to protect your energy in order to undergo this transformation. Because what this transformation that we're tapping into here has to do with is your heart, is heart-based energy. And if you're not already familiar with the idea of energy centers, the heart is the strongest energy center. It creates I don't know all of the science details, right? I've only heard them in passing, but there's the Heart Math Institute, you might want to check them out. But basically the heart is able to generate an electrical field that is larger than any other organ, including the brain. So there's definitely, what I'm tapping into here is a transformation of heart-based energy. You absolutely need to protect yourself and protect your energy as you undergo this transformation. And some ways that you can do that are through crystals like malachite, like black tourmaline, and like tourmaline and quartz, we'll call it, since I struggle with that. But just off the bat, I'm already sort of sensing that somebody who might watch this video might not have any crystals at all, and they might not want to involve themselves in crystals. So another way that you can protect your energy is through grounding and being out in nature, taking walks with no shoes on, right? Getting your feet in the grass. But also doing foot soaks or whole body soaks in Epsom salts. If you don't love sitting in a bath or you don't have a bathtub, doing a 3-minute cold shower is also another way that you can cleanse your spiritual and your energetic body to make sure that it's protected. So that's a lot to come out in just these 3 cards, but it feels like this energy is very needed. So even if you don't work with crystals, you might be encouraged to pick some of these up. And if you don't work with crystals yet and you're just starting out, then I would encourage you to absolutely grab a piece of black tourmaline or tourmalinated quartz before you go for malachite, because malachite can be actually a very strong energy. Okay? Alright, so speaking of energies, it seems to me pretty obvious at least that there's some sort of weakness or transformation, or maybe it's not even weakness, maybe it's just a transformation that's occurring in your heart energy, but it might also be related to your root chakra, your stability. So what I'm going to do now is, rather than grab another card, we're going to see what your weakest energy center is with some of these crystals that I have that have the chakras written on them. And just so that we can get extra confirmation, I'm going to grab 2 of these. And there are 14, so there are 7 of the chakras, but each stone is represented twice. So if you have, let's say, the sacral chakra come out twice, then that is definitely an emphasis there, or confirmation there to say you need to start working with that stone or with that chakra. Okay, so we have the 3rd eye, and there we have the heart. Okay, yeah. So this is 3rd eye or crown? I always get confused. This is crown. Okay. So amethyst here is what I would sort of say the beginner's crystal. Okay, it's approachable for everybody, it's powerful, but it's also protective, it's also supportive. It's not going to make you feel any crazy energies like you might get, or feel too tired, too energized, like you might get from a malachite, or what am I thinking of? Why can't I think of that crystal? Wow, that's crazy. So it's extremely popular green crystal. It's actually a meteor. What is the crystal? That's really going to bother me. It's like stupid popular and stupid expensive. I don't work with it because it is a little bit too intense. What the heck is it called? Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, definitely a crown chakra blockage going on right here. But these two chakra stones came out to emphasize, right? There's some weakness in your heart chakra. The way that you sort of, or what that affects is your ability to love, or your ability to accept love, and your ability to express love. So it's very important, right? But it's also impacts everything up and down from there as well. If you can't feel love, or you don't have the ability to show love or give love, it prevents a lot of other things from happening in your life, right? So there's definitely something to do, or an imbalance or transformation that's occurring with your heart chakra. And this stone is green aventurine, which again is a very approachable, not too crazy stone if you are just getting into crystals to check out. So green aventurine and amethyst are two other crystals that you might want to work with to help balance your crown chakra and your heart chakra. And just because I didn't speak too much about what the crown chakra is, the crown chakra is knowing, right? It's the top of your head. It's how psychic people, intuitive people, empathic people often receive their insights through their crown, right? Through this column of light. So confusion, mental confusion, psychic confusion, feeling like you might be being psychically attacked, unstable thoughts, intrusive thoughts, all of those things might be symptoms of an unbalanced or out of balance crown chakra. So, like I said, black tourmaline will help to sort of ground out any energies that are causing craziness or fussiness around the crown chakra, but more specifically, amethyst is incredibly protective and soothing when it comes to those higher chakras. Okay? So I think we've already sort of answered the question on how you can restore balance, right? Through using these crystals, but let's get a little bit more information that isn't about crystals. So how you might restore balance in your life to restore balance in these energy centers. All right, so what I've actually written here is actions to strengthen your energy body and to restore balance and flow. Okay, so we know that we need to do a little bit of work connecting our heart and our head and getting those two in sync. We need to protect our energy, and yeah, there you go, that makes perfect sense here. If you're too in your thoughts and you're spinning up stories, or you're worried about outcomes, then you're in your own way and you're not moving or operating from your heart space. And so it's really interesting, this message, get out of your own way, is definitely having to do with somebody who's in their own thoughts and not letting their heart guide them. Okay? And that might be affecting their prosperity in some way. So how can we restore this balance? How can we get out of our head and get into our heart, and get out of our own way? Through generosity. Yeah, and I just got crazy chills on that one. Okay, so we have maple spirit, and what this card is representing is the generosity of the maple tree. I don't remember what season it is, but I think it's in the spring. It could be in the fall, but whatever season it is that people go out and tap maple trees for their maple syrup is what I'm sort of honing in on. This tree is giving you its blood, its lifeblood. It's generous. It's so generous if you think about how much maple syrup there is out there. But the idea of giving selflessly without the expectation of return is coming through as a way to realign your head and your heart, as a way to strengthen your heart. Selfless acts of kindness, doing things without the expectation of anything in return, will clear away any fog and will elevate your energy in such, I'm getting crazy chills, will elevate your energy to the point where you cannot be impacted by any low vibration. You cannot be impacted by anybody throwing evil eye at you or trying to impact your transformation. So generosity. And not only that, I get this very protective spirit around the maple tree itself, right? Its root, it can only grow as tall as its roots grow into the ground. And I don't know, most maple trees I've seen are strong and sturdy and big and take up space and provide shelter to many animals. Again, another form of sort of generosity. There's no coincidences, so maple syrup might be a way that you can take in, yeah, that's literally it. You're taking in the generosity of the maple tree, but when you do it, the next time you consume maple syrup, so after this message, you can even do it as a sort of ritual. I don't even know if you want to call it that, but after this message, you can go ahead and have some pancakes or something that would require maple syrup, put it in your coffee. And when you do that, you give reverence and appreciation and gratitude for the gift that the maple tree gave you. In doing that, you're taking it, you're multiplying it. I can't explain it, but the energy systems in your body will recognize the gratitude that you have for this tree's generosity and will make more of it. Will to sort of fuel your transformation and protect you even further. Wow, that's a big deal. And then there you go, uncertainty in reverse at the bottom of the deck. There will be truth in that. You will know that this is something that is healing and soothing you. Oof. Wow. So somebody needs to get their hands on some maple syrup and really give gratitude and reverence for all that went into that. So think about it. The tree didn't just give you the syrup. The tree gives you its I forget what they call it, but it's like a watery, yeah, tree water. And then that is boiled down into the syrup. So there's work that needs to be done on multiple levels and at multiple steps in order for us to enjoy the syrup. And so what I'm getting from this is there's a sort of alchemy that can take place to help you in this transformation by being sweet about how you give gratitude for all of the steps that needed to take place to bring you this syrup. Oof, this is a very specific message for somebody, even though it is a collective reading. Okay, so you can restore balance, not to go too deep on that, but you can restore balance by bringing more generosity or the spirit of generosity into your life. How to restore balance. Prosperity in reverse. Bee spirit. Okay. Bees are also incredibly generous, right? With all of the work that they put in to collect the honey, to collect the pollen and then later make it into honey to feed the whole hive, right? Prosperity coming in reverse here shows me or tells me that you might, again, even with this crown chakra being out of balance, you might not be seeing how prosperous you really are. You might not be seeing all of the beautiful abundance around you. Okay? You might be taking for, and again, take this with a grain of salt and take whatever resonates. This is not to accuse, this is just, advice. But you might be seeing things from a perspective of lack rather than a perspective of abundance. You might be taking honey for granted, right? Taking maple syrup for granted. And you might not even know that that's what's happening. I just noticed that there's a child riding this bee. And there's that brings an element of fantasy to the card, but also to the message. I think what that's sort of reminding me is, the way that you can sort of restore this balance, if you have found that you're taking things for granted, or you find yourself in a lack mentality, the way that you get this card back into balance and you see things as abundant, you see things as prosperous, you see people for the generous people that they are, you can sort of step into that energy by being, what's the word? Not fanciful, but having that childlike wonder, inviting inviting more moments of fantasy and silliness is what I'm getting, because it's kind of silly to think the size of a bee, and then there's this little fairy sitting on top of it. So there's a magicness and a wonder, and I don't have the words right now, but adopting that childlike wonder will help your head and your brain and your perspective shift out of whatever this lack mindset was, and really see, you know, as a bee, the field full of flowers that you get to create your abundance from. Yeah, there's definitely something to do with perspective, with this blockage or this weakness in your crown chakra, with maybe not being able to fully be aware of all of the beauty and wonder around you and appreciate it for what it is. But as soon as you do, or as soon as you start to make yourself aware of these things, it'll flip, it'll switch. You'll get out of your own way, and you'll be able to complete this transformation. It's really interesting here. We are definitely talking about a transformation, with Maple Spirit being 23, card number 23, which adds to 5, and then Bee Spirit being number 5, double 5, 5 being the number of change, embracing change, okay, transformation. So there needs to be, it seems to me, whoever I'm speaking to, and thank you for sticking around this long, it seems to me whoever I'm speaking to, you're in the middle of a transformation and you're a little stuck, and the way that you can get out of it is by being generous with your spirit, generous with your happiness, generous with your joy, and spreading that so that it can multiply and manifest in your reality, but also shifting your mindset to away from the super logical, the super structured, into the more fantasiful and magical and fairy and fun realm, because there's so much more wonder and there's so much more of a prosperous energy when you shift towards that. Ooh, that's big. Okay. I don't know why, but I feel like I should grab an animal card for you just right at the end to give you a little message to close. Okay, so just as I summarize, you can absolutely lean on malachite, green aventurine, amethyst, black tourmaline, and black tourmaline in quartz to help rebalance your heart chakra, to get your heart and your crown, your heart and your head aligned, so that you can move through this transformation with grace and ease. The way that you could also do that and unblock any, blocks, or restore balance where things aren't balanced, is by adopting that generous of heart, generous of mind energy, and by seeing the beauty and abundance in all of the things around you. Even the small, tiny, sometimes thought of as insignificant bee who contributes to the hive and who contributes to the beautiful gift of honey that so many, I want to say so many beings are nourished by. It's not just the bees, right? Lots of animals go hunting beehives for the honey, right? Including humans. All right. So just to tie it all back in, we're going to grab an animal spirit message just to close it out. But bees might be significant to you. You might start seeing bees in a very different light. There's a bee right here. I don't know if you can see that on camera with my little flowers, but I also have a little flower vase that is a beehive. So bees and honey. In the same way that I recommended somebody take in maple syrup with gratitude for the generosity of the maple tree and all of the work that had to go into making the syrup, harvesting the syrup, that same sort of ritual, I'm getting confirmation chills, that same sort of ritual to bring prosperity into your life can be done with honey. When you take a spoonful of honey and you have reverence and you have appreciation and you have gratitude for all of the bees that had to go to each flower to just get a little bit of pollen. And then all of the beekeepers who have to do all of the work to separate the wax from the honey and filter it and bottle it and bring it to you, right? So there's definitely an exercise here in gratitude that will bring forth more generosity and prosperity. But to close this message out, please, Spirit, for whoever is watching, let's just grab one animal message. Okay, we'll get to Mystic, Polar Bear. So I'm not going to read both, I'm just going to read the one that flew out. But Polar Bear, Mystic. So Polar Bear might be an animal totem for you to look into or look up, learn more about. But Squirrel, always prepared. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful and fun disposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future and your life will give you all you need. Okay, so maybe you're in an energy that has you feeling unsettled and unprepared because you're in the midst of this transformation. And so Squirrel Spirit has come forward to sort of remind you, don't lose that cheerful and fun disposition. The transforming might feel uncomfortable, there might be confusion, you might be in your way a little bit, but as long as you don't let the distractions of other people and other people's energies, that's why you're protecting yours, influence yours and take you off track, then you'll be set. The future that you have planned will come into fruition. And what's interesting about that is, well, it's not written on the card, malachite is also a really great crystal for manifestation. So if part of this transformation you're actually manifesting a new job, a new love life, a new place to move to, whatever it is, sitting in that heart energy, giving reverence, giving gratitude and appreciation for everything around you, not just maple syrup or honey, right, will allow you to bring those manifestations into fruition and allow you to complete this transformation with the least amount of resistance needed, right? So I have no idea how long this message went on for, but I definitely went on quite a few tangents. I hope that it resonated for someone. It's definitely for someone specifically. You're going through it, and good for you for doing the work. So I just wanted to grab one or two. Yeah, so the Virgo. This message could be for Virgo. This is a timeless message, so whenever you come across it, it could apply to you. You might also be water sign or a Libra. Okay, let me just get one more. Or an air sign. There you go, confirmation. Okay, an earth sign at the bottom of the deck. God, I can't make this up. Okay, so this message might resonate for you in particular if you are a Virgo earth sign, a Libra air sign, or some sort of water sign in your big three astrology chart. Okay? Okay, I wasn't going to read Polar Bear, but right at the end I'm being encouraged to read the message for Polar Bear. Polar Bear Mystic. You know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. Okay, so that's also a very specific message for somebody. I feel like that's a message for somebody who has some sort of First Nation or Native connection, Inuit connection. Maybe they're from Alaska or live in Alaska. Okay. But thank you for taking the time to view this message. Again, the intention with doing this live is to tap into the collective energy and give a demonstration of what a personal reading might look like for you. So if you're interested in that, I will be posting links to my website where you can purchase a personal reading. And this one in particular, this spread that I tried to use as a basis, was the Crystal Energy Support prescription or support reading. And as you can tell, we get way deeper into it than just crystals. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this message. I hope you found something helpful in it. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Take care. Moldavite, thank you. Oh, that's exactly it. Finally, I just went behind the screen to see. How come I couldn't remember Moldavite? Yeah, Moldavite can be pretty intense, but Malachite is similar in that way. But if you're still on, hi! I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care now.